Hi everybody, Teacher Source here, and I wanted to show you my digital and printable Beginning My Reading Journey unit. It is 20 lessons long, and hopefully it is what you are looking for and what I kind of promised in that post. I've been working diligently and very hard on this product, so I'm hoping that you guys are going to get good use out of it. I'm just going to go through the product real quick and kind of show you the different options of how you can utilize it. This page here is just going to give you some basic teacher directions about how each day it's going to be modeling different things for you to model, and then the kids to practice either remotely or in class. There's different little packets that you can utilize, and what I've done is I've structured it so the novel study is more generic, that you could utilize it with any novel you choose, whether you choose a novel and read it and record yourself, or you read it over your Zoom sessions and the kids follow along. Or you're in class and the kids follow along with text that you use. I wanted to keep it open-ended because some of us are really passionate about certain books and some of us already have texts available to us. This link right here, if you click it, it's going to go to a Google Drive that this Lori Mayfield has created, and it's amazing, and it's a bunch of different chapter books that the kids can watch and look at and read themselves. So for example, because of Winn-Dixie, if I click on this one, hopefully it doesn't take too long. If I click on this, it's literally going to be a PDF of the book, and they can follow along with the words and the chapters. If you want to assign them like, hey, read chapter 1 and 2 tonight, they could look at this like it is a book, but it's just the PDF version. So really awesome resource there. So you can choose a book from there, which would be great. So there are Google links for all of the lessons here that you can utilize. And there are also Seesaw links for all the lessons that you can utilize. And it has all the organizers, text boxes ready to go, the links ready to go. So hopefully if you want to use it remotely, you can utilize those. Or even in class, if you wanted this more of like you're teaching it and then they do it on their computer, so it's all saved in one place. I know we're doing a hybrid model, so that's going to benefit us, but it's up to you. Then it tells you the lessons and the focus and then what page numbers they're on. And then it goes right into the lessons. So what I've done is I've created a short story to use with the pretest, and this unit is going to be focusing on predicting, summarizing, and character traits. And so you can either use this recording of me reading out loud this text that I've created. You can read it out loud to your students. You can just have the kids read it by themselves. You could choose a story that you want, that you think lends itself to a great, summarizing, predicting, and character traits, like a picture book, whatever you choose. But on the actual pretest text in Google and Seesaw, the kids can click a link. Let me show you real quick. The kids can click a link and they can physically hear that YouTube video of me reading the text if you want them to utilize that. So again, if they're doing this all independently at home, they can listen to it as many times as they want. Let me show you real quick. My computer is running very slow today. I'm very sorry.
Little sisters aren't so bad after all. There once was a little boy named Jose who loved to play soccer with his friends outside. Being third.
If you would like to have them listen to that specific text, you can use your own different things that you can do there. So in every document too, like I was saying before with the Google, they're going to be able to type in their answers when you assign it to them with text boxes. So that's really nice. So pretest here, it's going to have them stop at a certain point and do some predictions based on kind of like inferencing as to and what they know about the character. Then this is the pretest, and the pretest and post-test look exactly the same, so that way they're really great to compare how they've grown through the unit, but the text is going to be different because you're going to utilize this text to do some future activities. So they're going to be predicting, summarizing, and then character traits. And then this is the rubric, and the rubric is in Google Slides, so you can edit it yourself and add text. There's text boxes already in there to grade theirs. And then there's also a organizer, let me go back to that, for you to utilize to keep all the grades in one place, and that's here at this class grade spreadsheet. Let me show you that. computer is lovely today. So again, you can use the rubrics here. You can type in their scores individually, however you want to do it. And then this is kind of like an Excel spreadsheet, but it's in Google. You can utilize to put all of your students' names in, and then you can put what they got for for that specific question, and then the post here. So it's really great to be able to see them side by side, because if you're doing standard-based reporting, you can see the growth and if they mastered those standards or not. So we're really into that in our district, so I'm all about the standard-based reporting. Okay, let me get on with myself here. So then it will go into just building a reading environment, like why is reading important, what does reading look like for you, where do you read the best, and then they're going to make a little bookmark to remind themselves of their best reading place. I kind of went over this in that other video. Reading for different reasons. You're going to be talking about fiction versus nonfiction. And then they're going to be setting a reading goal for themselves. And then steps 3 and 4 they're going to come back to. So that's all in one slides and on Seesaw in one activity. So that way they can come back to it and visually see their goal and reflect on it. Talking about reading stamina. Finding just right books, doing a little emoji work. They're going to do a book review, but they're going to watch a movie review first to kind of get the hang of what that looks like. Okay, predicting, talking about how do you make good predictions, summarizing, how do you make them. Again, you want to utilize your own text to kind of model these before then the students go ahead and work on it themselves. Character traits. And then they're going to go into this character trait evidence report. This is something they're going to do throughout the whole unit, where whenever they see fit, they can write down a character trait that they found, like a detective, and then evidence from the text to support it. Okay, and then for the novel study, they're going to be able to choose which cover they want to decorate for the novel study, and then they're going to, every chapter, every however many chapters you assign, and you can create this plan. Where's that plan? As to, like, on this date, we're working on, we're reading these chapters. On this date, we're reading these chapters. You can use that to assign to the kids ahead of time so that that way they know what they're going to get done if you're doing this all independently. But before every chapter or chapters, whatever you've assigned, they're going to do a prediction. During and after, they're going to summarize it, and then they're going to reflect on if their prediction was right every single chapter. So just getting them in the hang of both of those practices, because that's what you're going to be assessing at the end of the unit. They're going to do some character trait stuff, looking at empathy, how they connect with the characters. They're going to do summarizing again, but you're going to utilize the text from the pretest to show and model them how the summary should have looked, kind of like creating an exemplar. Then this is really fun. So I made a project, a culminating project, and what they're going to do is they're going to look at this menu of choices, and then they're going to make a project that has an appetizer, main dish, and dessert project. So they can choose one of these for the appetizer, main dish, and dessert, and there are different types of activities that, like in the same category, require about the same amount of work. So they're going to make potentially a postcard and write to another character in the story. There's rubrics as well for each of these to grade with. They're going to rewrite the ending of the story. They're going to create a new title for the book. They're going to make a quiz for the book with an answer key. They're going to make a character trait stick figure map of one of the characters. They're going to become the author and write a chapter of the sequel. If there's a sequel to the book, they're going to do a book review. They can make a new cover for the text. They can make a comic to summarize the text. And there's rubrics that are different for each and every one of them, specific to the project. Then they're going to revisit their goal setting that they did at the beginning and see if they met their goals, and kind of think about if they didn't meet it, what can they do to meet it in the future? If they did, what new goal are they going to create? And then here's the post test. And again, there's a different text and there's a different YouTube video for them to listen to if you want. And then you're going to go back to that same spreadsheet link and you're going to put in their post test data. Okay. Same exact look so that they can compare their data. And then at the end, there's a little celebration where you can hand back their pre and post test results, and they can compare their data, how they did at the beginning and the end, hopefully seeing growth. And what I like to do is I like to send this home with the pre and post and have the parents sign it so I know that their parents looked at it. And then I usually talk about it as well in their data binders during conferences. But again, they're going to look at what they did well on in the unit and then what they can get better at. And this is just like a fun at the end. If you want to celebrate, they can make their own character trait stick figure map about themselves or a family member, or just something fun to end the unit with. So if you have questions, please let me know. Like I said, this took a lot of diligent work, and I really, really, really hope that you guys enjoy it and it makes your lives a little bit easier this fall. Again, it has all of those Google and Seesaw links to all of the organizers, directions in there for the kiddos. Hopefully this is a nice package wrapped up for you. So let me know if you have questions, and have a great school year.